Hey everybody, this is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery, and today we're going to be talking about RYS Reloaded, and this is how to dominate search results, generate more traffic, and get insane results using Google's own narcissism against itself. And this isn't going to be like a typical pitch webinar, guys. Marco's on with me, the brains behind RYS Reloaded, and we're just going to be basically answering some questions and doing a walkthrough of the members area and kind of an overview of what the course includes and all the juicy stuff that's in it, and we'll answer any questions you have, and then we're going to wrap it up. So it's not a hard pitch, not a typical sales webinar or anything like that, so you guys can rest easy and just like have some fun while you're here and ask some questions and that kind of thing. So with that, Marco, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here, happy to tell people about RYS Reloaded and everything that's going on with it, not just to show them what we have, right? What the actual training is, but everything else that we're doing, because it's some exciting stuff happening. People are motivated. People have seen results. We were one guy, excuse me, in the Facebook group got his GMB suspended. He sent for it to get reinstated. It got reinstated as soon as he hooked it up to RYSR. It went first page, bam, and it was
nice.
Like, yeah. Now, I'm not saying that people will get the same results, right? Sometimes it's the niche, right? It's being in the right place at the right time. But we're seeing results just across the board with anything, man. You talk about affiliate, local, global, whatever it is, client, reputation management, you name it. And it works. It just plain works. We're showing it time after time after time. It works.
Well, that's awesome. And so that, again, guys, we're not going to spend a lot of time here unless you guys have a ton of questions. We just want to kind of make it informative and walk you guys through what's available and the stuff that, the type of results that people are getting. Although, remember, results are not typical because a lot of people won't take action. So if you don't take action, you won't get any results. That's for damn sure. So with that said, Marco, I'm just going to turn it over to you, and I'll be back here for any sort of moral support that may be needed. All right.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it's all about action. Now you see all let me just mention automated software that's out there that's trying to mimic RYS Reloaded, RYS Academy. This is the original. We say often imitated and never duplicated, because what we do, the way that we hook things up, it's like IFTTT. You have a bunch of Web 2.0 creators out there, right? Software that will do it. But it's that extra step, going in there and putting it all together in a way that just overwhelms the algorithm. And so I think that's something to keep in mind. You can absolutely go the automated way. It will never work as well as going in there and manually doing the work, putting it all together, and then hooking it up the way that you're supposed to, creating that power loop that I call. I know people have heard me talk about the power loop. But anyway, let me get right in here, share my screen, and let me know when you can see it.
I got it.
Okay, cool. So the first thing that you see when you won't see my face, of course, because this will be yours. You can detail the profile, but this is what you see. It gives you instructions on what you're supposed to do. You have to sign a document, a non-compete, non-disclosure, and we will pursue legal action if you share. So think twice before you share it. We will allow you to give your VA access, but it has to be through your account. There's only one person. You see your Facebook email here, right? You have to send us your Facebook email to be allowed in the group, and we will allow only one person. If you want extra people in there, you'll have to buy an extra license, and the pricing is almost the same as the regular RYS Reloaded. It's just to keep sharing down to a minimum. And so you'll see this, you'll see the important notes on what you're supposed to do, but the meat and where everything happens is in here, is in the content area. We have 22 videos in the core training area. And now everyone has said that the training is much easier. It's simplified. It's much easier to follow. Jessen, the RYS Done For You Services VA, did a great job of creating these videos and putting them in a logical manner so that you can just follow through, look through, and build your own stack, or you can put your VA through the training. We show you everything from keyword research, even the free tools that you can. There's only one paid tool in here, by the way, that we use, and that's Power Suggest Pro. Bradley will agree with me that this is by far the best keyword tool out there to find money keywords, long tails right away that you can go rank for and make money. They're money words because it's what people are using to search on the web. So that's a paid tool. The rest of these are not, you don't have to use paid tools to do everything else that you need to do. You do get access when you join the Facebook group to the Black Book, the RYS Reloaded Black Book, which is, some people are visual. They can look over the course and follow through. And some people are visual. And so we wrote it out. We wrote the procedure out in PDF format so that you guys could go in there and read it, so that, between the videos and what we have in writing, you get a really, really good understanding of what it is that you need to do to rank. We just explain everything down to creating the new G sites. We're working still with the old platform. Before anyone panics and you hear, oh, well, Google has said that they're discontinuing the old platform. They said that sometime next year they'll announce when. So we're still about a year away. And then when they announce it, they give you about 6 months to switch to the new G site. And by that time, we expect the new G site to have the same or even better functions than the old G site, because we think that they're really working on this to compete with WordPress. I mean, that's just my thought on why they're doing this and why they're doing away with the old platform. And so we'll be able to manipulate it just the same. If not, then you can still embed everything that you need to manually in the new G site. You can create everything, which is why we have what we call outsource Kingpin. And it's a course that we created so that we could hire the best VAs available. They go through a process, and what we end up with is someone who can follow directions. And seriously, the way that I hired the RYS VA and now the RYSR is putting them through our funnel, through the very same one that you get. And you end up with people who can follow directions because they're put through a process where we make sure that they follow directions. And if they can follow directions, they can build these stacks to our specifications and the way that we want them built, so that you can get maximum effect. And so you can see it again, 22 lessons in the core training, right? And then we have in the advanced section another 19 lessons, 19 videos showing you how to optimize everything that you do, from geo-tagging. This means putting your geographic location, for those who are local, your geographic location into your images, sharing your photos, posting inside. We did a whole webinar on Google My Business, how to optimize, how to take advantage of everything that's in there, so that you can create an entity, a thing that's real, whatever real is inside the web, real versus fake, right? You don't want to be fake inside the web. You want to be a real thing, and a real thing will have a credit card on file. It will have the business on file. It will have a name. It will be all over the web so that Google can go in there and draw all of the inferences that it needs to solidify this thing, so that when you have your project, whatever myproject.com is, it's solidified within the Google environment, so to speak. And Google knows exactly what this entity is, what it does, And you're likelier, I'm not saying it's 100%, but it's likelier to get ranked above the competition when you take all of these extra steps. It's something that's in the black book. We tell you, buy extra drive space, put your credit card on file, do AdWords. Even if it's $5, $10, $15 a month, do YouTube ads, $5, $10, $15 a month. Go into Google Cloud. Once Google has your credit card information on file and you're a paying customer, you're likelier to get better treatment than you will if you're just a mooch, if you just go in there and leech all of these resources from Google and never dropping a dime on them. It's something that's highly recommended. You can see GMB links, my map optimization with KML, the drive folder setup, GDoc optimization, everything. The G-site URL even, how to pick it out. The G-site optimization, you never hear anyone talk about G-site optimization. All of these people with this great software that builds these things on auto, they don't ever talk about G-site optimization, and it's something that you have to do. It's going that extra mile. It's taking that extra step so that all things being equal, and yeah, sometimes or very often things aren't always equal on the web, but all things being equal, you've gone the extra mile, you've gone the extra step. And we get as anal, if you will, as going into the G-site on-page optimization. So we show you how to optimize the entire G-site and then each page, how to transfer ownership, right? If you need to, of your folders and documents. This is something that you need to do within the training. One of the things that we just did, and it's I think one of the best parts about this course, is that we did Google My Business and Entity webinar. It's an hour and 45 minutes, by the way, that we spent talking about, again, Google My Business and entities, as far as showing who you are in Google, just being open, transparent, showing Google everything that Google wants to see, so that they can say, okay, I can trust this. I can trust this entity because I have a credit card and I have a name and I have an address and I have everything on file and everything has been verified. That's power, guys. That is so powerful. Again, from getting an account suspended for whatever reason to getting it reinstated to going to number one within 24 hours. That's the power of an entity. We have, as a matter of fact, 12 more. It was 12 webinars that we had originally set up, but we still have 12 more to do because we have a second part to this lesson to Google My Businesses and entities, because there's so much that you can do in here. And there isn't enough time in the videos, in the training videos, to go over everything that you could possibly do with Google properties. I mean, someone today just mentioned Google Chrome extensions and the power behind those and how you can use those to rank. And we'll probably do a webinar on that. So that will extend the webinars to 14. And so it's just continuing education. So not only do you get access to all of the training, to step-by-step over the shoulder, you get the advanced area, which is Rob. I mean, he's killer when it comes to testing and when it comes to finding ways to manipulate Google. You not only get that, you're also going to get the continuing education. Every 2 weeks, we're going to have a webinar. And as we add webinars, I'm thinking as we add every 3, the price is going to go up. Right now, it's at $3,000. It's at $3K. It's going up as soon as we get more webinars in the can, more education, because the people who got in, they had enough faith in this to get in and say, yeah, I want this. I want to be part of this. So it's not fair to them, those who jumped in the beginning and knew what was coming. It's not fair to them, I believe, to have people coming in late when the party has already started and getting everything and having to pay the same price that they pay. So what we decided, right, the mastermind partners, Bradley, and you'll back me on this, is that we're going to raise the price as the continuing education goes into into the bond site.
Yeah, but just to be clear, guys, this is not a recurring charge of any sort. It's a one-off fee for joining, and that's why, as these continuing education webinars, one every 2 weeks for at minimum 6 months, but looks like now we're all the way up to 7 months already. Those are going to be added to the members area as archives as we record them. So that's why as we add another 2 to 4 webinars, the price goes up again. Then another 2 to 4, it goes up again. And the reason why is because when somebody joins 6 months down the road and they have all the archives at their fingertips available immediately, then they don't have to wait for the content. So that's why people that get in early get rewarded for it. So that's what I wanted to share.
Yeah, totally. And just so people know, this is where we are hanging out. The people in RYS Academy Reloaded, we have a Facebook group. It's fully supported. Rob is in there. Dr. Gary's in there. I'm in there. The people who were in the original RYS Academy are in there. Everyone's asking questions. I mean, look, some of these threads are like 40 comments deep, 50, sometimes more. I mean, just look at it. This is since we launched, right? It hasn't been that long. It's been what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, almost 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at this. It's just on and on and on. And these are all questions that I answered. That's another advantage, that not only do you get continuing education through webinars, you can ask me questions directly in the Facebook group. Now, the last RYS Academy, right, the last group, it was supported for 2 full years. And I want to know, just tell me of any other group like this that's been supported for 2 years and is still being supported in the new one, because it continues. It's not as if I stopped supporting it. RYS Academy still works. We just moved on, made it more powerful, made it better. And so I think that one of the great advantages is just having access to the people who actually created the training. And we're in there constantly. Of course, on the weekends, I need my rest. I don't go in there on weekends. But when you ask questions during the week, I usually answer them that same day or the next day within 24 hours. Let me go back in here and let me show you. I wanted the content. That RYS Academy is still in here. That's another bonus. The old training is still in here. It's not that it's not effective. It's not that it's not working. That's why we kept it. You can just apply this training and look at this. This is huge. We took 78 lessons and condensed it into 22 and made it even more powerful. And so you can see a lot of this is, I mean, if you build a stack according to this, they work really well. I mean, we use them to rank all the time. We just decided to archive them and to give people access. You go through this at your leisure, and you'll get some really good nuggets from in here. Dr. Gary did a really good job of explaining how to create folders, how to make the folders public. The example of a public URL versus a private URL. Then Rob goes in and he explains how sometimes a public URL will have a 302, which is a dead end. It's not going to pass any juice once it hits a 302, but he shows you how to get around that 302 to the final destination and to pull power. Again, creating the GDoc, PDFs, everything else. It's in here. And not only that, Bradley's training for the local case study, which can be applied. Don't think of local as the place where you live, your neighborhood, your street. That's not local in RYS. RYS local can be extended to mean state, country, or even global. If that's what you want to target, then that you would consider that your local. And so in here, we sell this for like $400, don't we?
300 or 400, yeah.
Yeah. So it's how Bradley took a local case study and ranked it. You get 32 lessons in here. If you're doing local, guys, this is great. If you're not, if you're doing affiliate, this is great. If you're doing as I said before, if you're doing reputation management, this is how it works. It's no different. The approach is never any different. This is how you do it. The keywords is what changes, and the way that you target the niche. That's it. That's all that changes. If we go back into the content, we have the advanced, we have the archives, we have the local case study. We even have the first steps, right? What you need to do. And then we also have updates. I mean, we've already added 4 videos with updates. We show you how to manipulate Google Calendar to get just tons of power, man. It's incredible, the power. What this works best for is not only to transfer juice, which we show you how to get a public calendar to produce do follow links, but it indexes. Since Googlebot is always crawling calendar, since it has half-hour events, then you could use that. You can manipulate that so that Google will actually index everything quicker, and it will continue indexing because of the way that the Google Calendar is set up.
So you're using Google Calendar for link building.
Dude, we're using Google Calendar for link building and for indexing.
That's fabulous.
I mean,
I bet you Google never expected it to be used that way, you know.
Yeah, they never expected anyone to figure out how to get do follow links out of it.
That's awesome.
Out of a public calendar. I mean, there's some things that you have to do, but we even provide a free tool, since you have to do bulk links, right? HTML links. We provide a tool in there. Jessen is cool. He provided the tool that he uses so that he can mass produce these HTML links. And not only that, in one of the videos, he explains how to use the Google API to mass produce Google shorteners, to use the Google shortener.
Yeah.
That way, you're not constantly using the manual way. You can produce them in mass. You can mass produce. I forget how many it is. We try to keep it at around 100, I think it is. But it just saves you. It's like 2 hours that he saved from just manually building these Google shorteners when we went to the Google API. So all of that is in the training, man. I mean, I think it's the most thorough training on how to manipulate Google. I might be biased, but to me,
Maybe.
it's the best way to manipulate Google at this time. And we've yet to go into Google Cloud. We have some properties that we haven't even explored because we haven't had time. We're so busy ranking with what we're doing, but we can add power going into Google Cloud and getting more links. And that's what it's all about. You know, people tell you, oh, you know, links don't work anymore. SEO is dead. Google is killing Google and all this other bullshit. And I keep telling people it's all about links, and it's all about do follow links. No follow are okay. You drop the Google shorteners in there, and it's overriding that no follow, because Google is getting direct metrics, even though it's no follow. So there's trust and authority built through the Google shortener. But it's links. It's the type of links that we build. It's how we build them. It's how we create ART, right? We're always talking about ART, which is activity on the link, relevance, not only on the destination, but on the origin of the link, wherever it is that you place that Google shortener, you know, how to create relevance, and trust and authority. And I put trust and authority together because they go hand in hand. Google will not give you trust without authority, and it won't give you authority without trust. That's how it works now. So if you create all that, then what you're actually building is what's called a seed site. And a seed site is a trusted and authoritative entity on the web, on whatever subject matter it is, whatever niche it is that you're talking about. That's the end result. And I don't like to talk about that because it creates confusion in people. Well, what's a seed site? What's a seed set? How do I create that? Rather than explaining how that's done, we just explain in the training how to create all of this power, which in essence is exactly what it does without explaining it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, man. It looks like we don't have any questions at the moment, so just keep on rolling.
No, I mean that's pretty much it, man. I mean that's the back end, the front end. Oh, one other thing, we just had a breakaway group. We just had, and which we encourage totally. We encourage you guys to take action. We encourage people who are thinking out of the box. And we had like 5 or 10 people form an affiliate group in Facebook. And what they're doing is they're pulling their resources so that they're actually going after seasonal, which Google is perfect. These I don't know, these drive stacks and the G sites that we create are absolutely perfect for seasonal rankings, because you can trigger the freshness algorithm over and over and over and over and over again until the season is over. And then you just target the next season and the next one and the next one. So I think what they did is fabulous, and we encourage that type of incentive, that type of originality, and just people getting it done. So if you go in there and you figure out a way to manipulate Google, and you want to find people who are like-minded, all you have to do is post, and you'll see 5, 10 people jumping on it saying, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's do this, which is what happened with this little breakaway group.
It's awesome. I mean, that's how we got together, right? It was the same way. We broke out of another mastermind and joined forces on a weekly accountability type group thing. And here we are many years later with a thriving business because of it. So we certainly encourage our members to do the same thing, is to kind of break out into their own support and or accountability groups and, make shit happen. And that's really what they're doing in the RYS group, which is awesome.
As long as the training isn't shared, right, with people who are not in RYS Reloaded, and as long as you don't make a competing product, meaning that you don't take the training and create your own training out of my training, which is what the NDA and non-compete agreement are all about. It's not about trying to keep you from ranking, because we don't care. We want you to rank, and we want you to come back and tell us, I did this in however much time it took you to do it. That we encourage. We discourage you from taking my training or our training and saying that you came up with this, because I'm the one who, Dr. Gary and I are the ones who put this together. We didn't, I've already said this before, I'll say it again. I did not invent the internet, nor the web, nor Drive, nor Google. What we did is we found a way to put this all together so that it would all act as just a ranking machine. I don't know how to call it anything else. I don't see it as anything else, as your very own. It's your very own cash machine, man. That's what I'm using it for, to make money. I mean, you go in, you apply the training, you find the niche, right? You find the right niche, you pull the money keywords out, you target them, and then you do whatever it is that you have to do to rank. And the great thing about being in the belly of the beast, and Clint Butler, who is one of our mastermind members, he was in RYS Academy, he's now in RYS Reloaded. I mean, he pushed 70,000 links through a redirect to rank whatever it is that he was trying to rank. And the great thing about this is that since it's a Google property and Google trusts itself, Google would take the abuse. And by the way, if you guys watch our launch party from August, what was it, 28th?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. If you watch that webinar, we prove with beyond a reasonable, I mean, just absolutely prove that Google trusts itself. How we did it, I'm not going to tell you. Go watch, find the video, watch it, and see how we prove that Google trusts itself above anything else. And it's what we play on. We play on that love, that narcissism that Google has, that says anything that has a Google URL is better than anything else on the web.
Yep. It's insane too, because it bypasses all the other rules, all the other hoops that you have to jump through in that situation that we're talking about. So
yeah. I mean, all bets are off. All rules are broken. The one thing that I would tell people, if they're thinking about getting in this, or if they're going to go ahead and take that leap, is you have to forget everything you think you know about SEO. Because inside RYS Academy and RYS Reloaded, we violate every single rule there is in SEO. I mean, absolutely, we crush it. We smash it. We go after it. We don't care. If it says don't do it, it's exactly what we do. If Google says you can't do this, it's exactly what we do.
well, usually Google says that because whenever Google tells you to not do something, it's because it works really well, and that's why they don't want you to do it, which is funny. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, hey, don't do this, and everybody freaks out and says, oh, Google says we can't do this anymore. Well, just do more of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. It's what we play on. I mean, I go and take a look at what they say publicly and at what the Google patents say, and it's diametrically opposed. And so what I see, or what I look at when Google says something, is what aren't they saying? They say don't manipulate links. Why then is my question? Why shouldn't I manipulate links? Oh, because it's the wrong thing to do. Well, fuck you. That's not an answer. It's unethical. Well, fuck you. You're unethical too. It's the most unethical company in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So why are you telling me, well, the pot calling the kettle black? Why are you telling me not to manipulate links or rankings when it's exactly what you do? Well, they're telling you that because manipulating links and rankings is so simple.
It works. Yep.
Yeah, it just flat out works, and it's easy.
Henrik, I posted the launch party video URL on the page just now, so you should see it above your comment. And Paul has a question, Paul Fussell. He says, how are you going to take care of your done-for-you RYS customers like me as for price per stack, as we need new ones? Well, Paul, we raised the price. We gave notice ahead of time to let people know that we were going to be raising the price because they're all being built now underneath the new specifications and new guidelines. So, I mean, it is what it is. There was an opportunity there briefly to pre-purchase as many networks at the legacy pricing as you wanted, or excuse me, drive stacks as you wanted. But I believe that special is over. I think that, however, you guys know from time to time we will run a special promotion through SerpSpace, so that might be something that will, just if you're on the SerpSpace email list, which you should be, Paul, then you'll get notification of when that occurs.
Yeah, and Paul, the reason why they went up is because the moment that we went to RYS Reloader, or the day that it was released, the RYS VA started building stacks according to the new specs.
That's right.
It's not that the old specs are bad, because you buy them and they work. It's just that the new specs are that much better. And so we had training expenses because we had to retrain Jessen and 3 other VAs for RYS Reloaded. It's all of the time. I spent 7 months in the lab with Rob, Dr. Gary, and another one of our mastermind members. He mentioned it during the launch party that he was waiting for a check that was around $200,000, thanks to RYS Academy. Now, not all of you are going to be in that kind of niche, but if you should happen to be in those kinds of niches, industrial roofing would be one where the commission is just huge. Anything luxury, you can go after. But I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of training, a lot of time and effort and sweat and just a lot of things. Bradley knows we were on every Saturday for 6 months.
Yeah.
Planning this out and getting all of the training together, putting everything together, so the price had to go up. It just had to go up.
Yep. And
then we have the price where it is now because we're told time and again that it's worth so much more. And Paul, you guys aren't charging enough, is what they're saying.
Yeah, and Paul, this isn't directed at you, so but everybody else. But you can always go to Fiverr or Conquer and buy a drive stack, right?
Yeah, right.
So
I think that was another myth that was busted during our release, right? The automation guys were going to jack our release, and they were going to push to their automated software, and Jay Allred,
Jason.
RK Castillo, and Jason Quinlan crushed. I mean, they crushed the release. They covered the first 2 pages for every conceivable keyword that you could think of. I don't know if they're still doing it. They probably are. But I mean, it just shows the power is in the way that we do things. It's not automation. Automation just takes you. It just makes it faster. I would actually, you could actually get the automation to get started, but you would still have to apply our methods so that it could be that much more effective. I mean, that's the only way. The only way that I see doing it, and we've proven it with Syndication Academy, is to go in there and actually manually filling out all of the profiles and adding pictures and doing everything else that you need to do to be transparent as far as Google is concerned. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Yep. Very good. So let me see. Paul says, F that. Yeah, you're awesome, Paul. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any questions coming. Oh, shit. We didn't even mention, for those of you that are still attending, we probably should have prefaced this right off the bat, but we've actually got more viewers now than we started. By the way, if anybody's interested in purchasing that hasn't already purchased, the sticker price is $3K. We raised that, I think, last week because that's kind of its resting place until we get some additional continuing education webinars recorded and archived. But if you are interested in purchasing as part of this webinar special, just contact us at support@semanticmastery.com. Tell us that you're ready to pull the trigger, you're ready to purchase. And what did we say? We're going to bring it back down to $2,000 only for.
Yeah, we'll take a third off.
Okay.
33%.
Okay. So it'll be a $2K if you contact us at support. And that's probably only going to be available for like the next 2 or 3 days. So that way, when somebody watches this replay 3 weeks from now, too bad. You know what I mean? So like I'm saying, if you're going to do it, if you're going to pull the trigger, now is the time. Just reach out to us at support@semanticmastery.com. Tell us you were on the webinar on Monday, you'd like to purchase, and we'll knock $1,000 off for you.
Look at the date on my screen. It's September 18th, 2017, 3:07 p.m. We usually do a coupon 24 to 72 hours, no longer than that. So if you're past that, so if you're on the 21st at 4 p.m., you're probably shit out of luck.
Yep. All right. Let me check one more time on the event page, and otherwise we'll wrap it up. Let's see. Is the new price for Done For You going to go up as the cost of the course goes up as well? No, Paul, we didn't have any plans for that. The only reason why it would go up is if we continue to add more and more stuff to like the actual build process, which that may happen. I'm not going to tell you 100% certain that's not going to occur. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm saying we don't have any intention right now of raising the price just because the course goes up. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, that was it, Marco. So I think we can wrap it up. Respect everybody's time. We're here about 48 minutes, or 38 minutes.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. Like I said, if you're interested in purchasing, just reach out, support@semanticmastery.com. Tell us you were on the webinar on Monday. We'll issue a special offer for you that'll be available for the next day or two. Just reach out to us. Otherwise, if you have any questions, you can reach us on Hump Day Hangouts as well. And that's on Wednesday at 4 p.m. or the Facebook group that we have that's like the free Facebook group. You can ask questions there, and somebody will answer those questions as well. All right?
Yeah, let me just add, I don't want anyone to feel pressured into buying this. We have, I think it's over 160 members in our Facebook group as we speak, and they keep asking me to please close it. Don't let anybody else in. So I mean, it's that good. It is. So I mean, you have to decide. Are you going to go get a Conquer gig or automation that might or might not work, or are you going to get something that's proven to work, not only for the past few months, but since 2015, since what was it, May when you ranked? Since around November of 2014 is when I started looking into this, and long before that. So it's been working for a long time, and it's not likely to stop anytime soon. So there you are. That's just my take on it. I mean, if you don't feel like buying it, don't. People don't want you in the Facebook group anyway.
That's it.
But once you're in, you're welcome. Ask questions. You start ranking your shit. You see success, and you build on that, man.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Marco. Appreciate you hanging out today. Thanks for everybody that attended. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll get them answered. And thanks for everybody for being here. We'll see you on Wednesday for Hump Day Hangouts.
Bye, everyone.